Oh, I have no. They may not, they may just boot me out the door.
No questions?
Nobody?
I mean, it seems like there were questions. Were questions answered here?
What do we
Yeah.
do
There we
if
go.
there's say a civilian who is not part of dealing with the auxiliary in terms of being on a specific mission, but does us a good service? Or perhaps they do.
Why don't
something
you
in
send me
the-
and I'll have the captain write him a thank you letter?
Okay.
Is that, I mean, is that something like you're looking for?
I
We've
guess.
done that for a couple of marinas.
Okay.
Where the marinas were going above and beyond the call of duty, and they're providing a place for the flotilla to meet every month, free of charge. They give them coffee, they gave them beverages, they provided donuts for them, and all they asked was that the flotilla, when they walked around, give them a little extra special look-see and help their customers out that tied their boats up at that marina. I think that's a pretty good deal. And so, you know, it came up, I'm like, let's write them a thank you letter. So we got together, I talked to the flotilla commander and the division commander. They sent me some stuff, I typed the letter up, the captain, you know, they said the guy was surprised that he got something from the sector, thanking, you know, from the Coast Guard, thanking him for supporting the Coast Guard Auxiliary. Yes, ma'am?
Can a person get some of the rewards 2 or 3 times? I mean, is there a list like,
No,
this
there's no-
person's received this
it
before,
doesn't
they
matter.
can't get it again?
If you deserve the award, you're gonna get it.
So you can
if-
keep getting them.
I mean, there's people that, well, I mean, I'm not saying, but I mean, I've gotten these 5 or 6 times, and each one of my top awards. I mean, it's the same for you guys. I know that you guys know people that have more than one LOC or more than one achievement medal. If they continue to excel, there's people that are just gonna excel at doing what they do. I'm gonna tell you that I'm probably not gonna give one to somebody every year for the same thing, but, you know, when you look at it, in the big picture, if they're doing a bunch of different good things, then they should be recognized for those things over a period of time.
Remember that when you write awards, we do have a division awards committee. So these awards need to be reviewed by the division commander for appropriateness. I mean, you know, the division does reserve the right to, hey, you know what, this is really good, it should be upgraded, or you know what, you need to put a little bit more in here. So while Mr. Reynolds does get these directly, the division does have an awards committee, which we actually will be starting our award cycle literally after next week. So it's just kind of an FYI on that.
And like I said, the reason, you know, and I have other people, it's not in this division, but I have some other people that I deal with on an equal basis with the division commander, and I trusted that individual, that the award that he gave me was only up and up, and I got that award signed, and I found out that that award was not only up and up. So, you know, once I get bit in the butt, I'm not gonna get bit again. So from henceforth, I will only go through the division commanders to accept any award. So you can send it to me, but I'm just, if you guys send me something, I'm just gonna send it back. Now, if I do tell district what awards we didn't approve, so if for whatever reason, I've never had anybody tell me they were dissatisfied with the service that we provided at sector, or that, you know, they didn't want that award, they were gonna submit it to district. District gets a list of the stuff that I do. And we've never turned an award down, ever. We've never, ever, except for one from Hurricane Ike, that you guys sent me a couple of years ago. And that's one of the ones that was older, and they wouldn't approve it. They said that was over. We've never disapproved. You may ask for the Congressional Medal of Honor, and you may only get the Commandant's Letter of Commendation, because that's what it equates to. But we have never, ever, in the time that I've been here doing this, told somebody they weren't gonna get something. So I've never had anybody tell me they were dissatisfied with the level of award that the captain signed. If that's the case, I still tell D8, and you can always send it to D8, but when I tell D8 what we're doing, you know, they get a little explanation of everything, so that we don't get this thing about people trying to double awards again. And I also send one to Mike Vandermeet, the chief of staff, right? So I'll be sending that to Al now. Al gets a list of all the awards that we do at the sector, so that it doesn't get doubled back up through your chain of command, through the auxiliary side, and sent back out of the district for approval. So there's some checks and balances to the program. I gotta tell you guys, I don't know what's gonna happen when I leave, because I just took this kind of upon myself to do this, because it wasn't getting done. So, it's gonna really depend on who the next person is that comes in, because there's no requirement either way for us to support this. Hopefully, I hear he's a really super good guy, and I'm sure he's gonna continue doing whatever we're doing now.
Will he be shadowing you?
We'll never see one another.
I know, I was just the way we were talking about shadowing, that's what.
No, I've got a chief that's gonna be taking over for me a little bit, but he's gonna be doing very little. Basically, he's just gonna be there to grant waivers and stuff like that. He's not really gonna be a full, well, I'm not full-time, but he's not gonna be the second offload. He's just gonna be granting waivers if anybody needs a waiver. That's probably it. Go tell your people, Pat, I hope I'm not old.
No,
You
you're not.
know, tell people how much we appreciate what they do. I'm really not feeding you a bag of poop-filled Twinkies here. We really appreciate the stuff you guys go out and do, because everything you do means we don't have to do it. So go out, and when you guys help us out, it's a lot of help. When you guys are out making patrols, that's a lot of help. When you guys are out doing your VE days and doing vessel inspections, that helps us from not having to go tow those jackasses in, because they don't know what they're doing and their boats are messed up. All that helps us, and we appreciate it. All the training you guys do to teach people how to be safe boaters keeps us from having to go bring their morons back into port, because they got more money than sense when they go buy a boat. So, we really appreciate it. Just, just keep doing it. I know I know the pay isn't real well, but we do appreciate it. So, if that's it, as always, I appreciate the time.
Thank you, I'm glad you came, thank you very much.
Here you go, sir. Can I?
Let me close this out.
What do you want? I'll send those both to you. Want to get them? Yeah, absolutely. I'll leave this with you too. I wanted to print out 10 or 12 of them, but I just didn't. I didn't have time to go to work.
Somebody wants another one, I'll give this one.
Thank you, sir.